Okay, my bad, y'all. My bad, because literally I have went through this bag of memory cards and then I had no space. Hi, my name is Jasmine. Welcome back to another video. If you are not subscribed, please go ahead and go subscribe like right now. I promise, you know, that I won't be taking too many breaks. You know, just life happens. And right now, sorry, I'm like sitting on my floor in front of a big window. So if y'all don't know that I miss y'all, like I really do miss y'all. But before we get into the video, your girl is married. I got me a husband, not a fiance, a husband. And I hope that y'all got y'all water, because we're about to just hop right into it. But I have to get that off my chest real quick. I'm geeking. Okay, so I got 7 hours on this memory card. That's all I need, baby. Get me back in the swing of things. So right now I got this big Kroger's bag full of makeup that I got on clearance, because your girl loves a deal. I love to treat myself, but I also love a good deal. So I'm gonna try to show y'all what I typically do as far as like getting cute. I'm not like a full beat, full glam type of person anymore, but you know, I do what I do. I do what it do. Pull up on you. I won't be doing any like lashes, just because I feel like I need to give myself a break. I had extensions and I tried to cut them as low as my real lashes, but I had extensions just recently. But I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna keep the ones that I like the most in the backpack. I have these lashes from Ioni Lashes. Sorry. And here is just a few pairs that I got. Every time I see them, y'all, I have to buy these lashes. Like, if you don't know, I'll just put you on. These are my favorites. I have like 12 packs of these, and I don't care like if I have one glue all the way up here. Y'all, I'm gonna buy these lashes. If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna buy these lashes. So if y'all are not hip to Ioni Lashes, you can get them from Dollar Tree stores, y'all. Dollar Tree stores. And I'm starting to see them more like hair stores have them, or else you can just go to their website, and that is www.ionicosmetics.com. Yeah, and you can buy them in bulk there. So, because I definitely was checking them out. But yeah, I'm ready to get into it. I was so excited to do this because like I got some new products, but also like I really miss just being in front of the camera, and I kind of lost in talking with you guys, and I kind of lost that sense of that. It's one thing to make videos, but when you actually try to be a YouTuber and try to get into all of that, it's kind of like hard. And I want it to be more of a service and a help to you guys, rather than getting on here and complaining like, oh my gosh guys, please just tell me what type of content you want to see from me. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but I'm just saying that sometimes nobody want to be hearing it. Like I don't know, is it just me? But I just like, dang, like you really gonna get on here and ask me? I can barely figure out what I want to watch on TV, and you up here asking me, you know, what you should do for me. Like, I don't know, just show me something. Another thing is that I had just like some identification issues on here. I want to show y'all my personality, and I want to be real and authentic. And sometimes, you know, it's like when I walk in, sit up straight. When the light cuts on the camera, I'm just like, well, hello everyone, my name is Jasmine Godding. And that's not me. Like, I'm not that uptight. I promise I'm not that uptight. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is this e.l.f. primer. No, this e.l.f. makeup and mist set. Am I nervous or not? But yeah, so it just be hard. I struggled a while with being young and also, you know, trying to be hip, trying to be cool. Yeah, I think I paid maybe $5 for this everything that I got was on clearance. So because I have like oily type of skin, like oily combination skin, I'm gonna spray some of this on my face first. Dang. Okay. Next, I'm gonna use this HD powder. And it's sheer. So I'm gonna put some of this on my face first. It's supposed to create that soft focus effect. Like I said, I'm putting this on my face first, and I'm not a professional, but because I have like this oily type of skin, oh Lord, I got these nails, and that's talking about some pull off and turn it down, and my goodness, my God, I'm ready to do what it do. Baby, what you want to do? I got some tweezers in here, please Lord. I got it. It's literally like, ooh, ooh. Okay, that works too. So I'm gonna go in and kind of set the misting spray with some of this primer. I made some of this setting, this HD powder. I'm like doing my makeup in the camera rather than doing it in the mirror that I got right here. So most of these brushes that I got are from the drugstore as well. So I went in, I pat, and then now I'm just brushing this off my face. And it might take a little moment. I don't feel like doing that no more. So you see, instant mattification, instant. Let me not be acting like I really know what I'm doing. Some of this stuff, like, okay, so I'll insert a picture, but like on my wedding, I did that makeup on a whim, and I used Fenty foundation. I don't think I did any concealer that day. But I used that foundation, and I noticed that it, like, I'm kind of going into like more paler skin right now. So I'm like, I need like a foundation that is gonna be a little bit lighter than usual. And this one, I feel like it just matches me now. So, but hey, y'all, I got it for $3.25, so I'm not mad at it. It's the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Fit Me foundation. I got this in shade 40 Golden Beige. My angled foundation brush, I'm just taking it, put it on the back of my hand like so, because this one you have to pour it out. So if I'm going somewhere, you know, real quick on the fly, every day. So aside from being married, my son is about to be 2 years old, and I can't believe that happened, y'all. And why didn't y'all tell me that they act hey, when somebody said that they act like Sour Patch Kids, they wasn't lying. Like, they really was not lying. Yeah, my son is a whole Sour Patch Kid. I loved him last month, you know. Look, I loved him, and not to say that I don't love my son now, but I love, like, his personality, everything was just, he had his love moments. He had this thing where he did, like, he would have an outburst, and he would stand up, and he would just be like, yeah. You know me, I'm like, yeah. Get out my face, little boy. But I'm like, who taught him that? Because ain't no way, like, I'm like, what you know about that? So we have that type of relationship. I feel like when he tries to be serious, then I'm playing too much, or else when I'm trying to be serious, then he playing too much. And that's kind of like how, that's kind of like the dynamic of my house anyways. It's like we all just play too much. So, but in a very good way, nonetheless. So let me tell y'all what I would do if I was stuck on a deserted island or something like that. Okay, this e.l.f. eyebrow kit, I only paid $2 holla for it. What's up? So this is really cute. It has like a mirror and stuff like that included. I will literally go in, and so it has like this type of cream type of product on here. I will go in, I guess, with its actual brush. Yeah, because I don't have, I thought I brought a different brush. I guess I didn't. But I will go in and I will pick up this more creamier. And y'all don't be like, oh, that's ghetto. Hey, all these products are essentially the same anyways, if y'all ain't really noticed. Hey. We talking about some dang. Like, go look at your phone. But dang, okay, so it's not really picking up right there. So I'm gonna just take my little piece of my nail. I'm gonna wipe some on my hand. I'm gonna kind of spread it a little bit. I'm gonna take some and pick it up with this brush. As I'm doing so, I'm gonna kind of maneuver it so that way I don't end up with no like patch of like dark stuff on my face. And I'm gonna go in and contour my face with this, y'all, because that's, you just gotta do what it do, baby, what you wanna do. Sorry if I get that stuck in your head. I have to switch brushes because for some reason that bronzer brush was not picking up enough product for some reason. But I don't know what I did with it now. Dang. Oh, that's on my just picked it up and had it on my lap. Goodness gracious. I'm now on a different business venture. I am now on a different business venture, and it's going pretty well. I keep having to remind myself that, you know, technically like a rookie to this, because before I just been selling on the side. If you don't know what this product is, it is cheesecake in a jar. Look me up. My name is Jars by Jazz on Instagram and Facebook. And also, please check out my website if you are interested in purchasing Jars by Jazz. So what got me started into this is that my coworker had an old coworker of mine had a cousin that was making cheesecakes in a jar, and the more that I purchased from her, it seemed to be like kind of inconsistent. And during that time frame too, I was now I'm about to go in with this Wild Brow by e.l.f. Cosmetics, $2 holla. But at that time I was breastfeeding. If you don't know like about breastfeeding, you technically have like the same cravings as you do when you are pregnant. So one is a natural brown and another one is in like a deep brown. And I'm gonna go deep just because y'all can't see my hair right now, so it really, that part really wouldn't matter. Because my hair is a little bit lighter, but I could still afford to kind of have darker brows. Up next to this black, it'll look pretty good. I can tell you, I got this brush from e.l.f., $2 holla. And then this person lived hours away, and her cousin, my coworker, was not like traveling up there constantly. So I'm gonna take that same product. This time I'm using the powder, and I'm gonna go under. So yeah, she wasn't really going up there consistently, so I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? Like, you know, I need these these cheesecake jars. and I was like, I was really fiending for them. So I'm like, forget it, I'm gonna just start making my own. Made my own. My husband attacked them, like really just was going crazy. And so I'm like, well, let me get a real seal of approval here, because they could be, you know, they could be alright, you know, if he eating them, but if I get this real seal of approval, then I'm in there. So I have my mama try them, and I asked her, like, do you think that I should like start selling these? And by that time I had already made them probably like twice before. So she's like, yeah, girl. So I just started selling them. Started selling like 16-ounce jars for $6 at the time. And I noticed every single time that I would sell some, like have them out on sale, I would sell more and more each time. So me still not taking it seriously, that went on for a little over a year. Then I just had this moment where every morning I woke up, once again, I would just like cry. I would have this bad anxiety. I couldn't sleep at night. I just found myself like really, really unhappy. I'm gonna try to fill this in a little bit more because I'm not liking that. I like dark brows. So, and that's just me being real and everything like that. In my religion, I feel like at some point it can be anything. If it does not feel right to you, then it kind of is sinful in a way, because it's going to get something in your spirit. So that was another thing. I'm like, how can I show up, you know, and be this good, you know, godly person, or be an image of the Lord and say that my body is a temple if I'm not treating it as such? So that was another thing too. And I felt like then like God just showed me, you know, hey, you need to stop doing this, because it would be to some points where I would be like oversleeping, and I'm like an early bird, or I would like not work out, overeat, binge eating. It just like, I felt horrible. So I had these anxiety attacks, and every morning I would like go to YouTube, and she would be the first person that I seen, and every message that I heard was just like, quit that job, quit that job, quit that job, quit that job. And then it wasn't until I ended up getting sick. Like by then I went through this whole thing where they had like cut my hours, and like, no, I don't need y'all no more, or, you know, I don't need y'all today, just take the day off. And then I ended up getting laryngitis on basically like a call center type of job. I was working from home and like doing like appeal stuff. So I'm like, how in the world would something like that happen? Because even when like, all of my jobs for the most part have been customer service jobs. I have had to talk. So I'm like, how in the world would something like that happen out the blue? When I tell you I could not talk, I could not talk. Ended up getting laryngitis, a respiratory infection. I was on a whole inhaler, and then turning around and having Bartholinian cysts, where I couldn't even sit down for long periods of time. It was all bad for a moment, but I kind of felt like the Lord was, I'm gonna go in with the other one to see if that kind of darkens my brows. I felt like the Lord was just kind of like, well, you know, I told you, and so here is, you know, the outcome of this. Like, when something is, you have no control over the way that you handle something subconsciously, and that's what I have to get like in a deep realization from, is that the subconscious don't play. Like, it really just don't play. So I'm very protective now over, more than ever, over like my energy and where I invest my time and stuff like that in, and my peace. So yeah, I got sick, then had to take out a disability claim, and for whatever reason I don't understand, because I still had PTO time there, but yeah, it was just like a whole thing. And then on top of that, the disability claim, they pushed it back so much that I had to technically have a release to return back to work. So I was just like, you know what, I cannot like be stressing myself out doing it no more. I even got in trouble for coming back to work before I was technically released. I got in trouble for that. So I'm like, I just can't do it no more. I'm about to just go ahead and let this go, because they playing too much. Like, they are playing way too much. But it ended up being a little bit too much of a worry, and already like I didn't really like the job anyways. That was my dilemma. And one day I just spoke with this woman from Louisiana, and she was just like, baby, I was hit by a car and all this other stuff, and I just got fired from my job because I wasn't allowed to have a release. I didn't get my release yet from my doctor. So after talking to her, I was like, dang, do I really want to like be living my life like this? And still, me being hard-headed, it still just took something over me. But I went through like this whole just phase of, oh my God, and what do I do, and all this other stuff. And I ended up leaving, and I feel really, really good about that, because since then I've been able to do so many events. Now I'm going in with this Revlon. It's in the shade Espresso 715. This was, I think, $1. So I'm going in with that, and I really like this color. I think I'm gonna put it all over my lid. Usually I think I would like work it in the crease and then just kind of like shade it out, but I think I'm gonna just put it all over, because I really don't have any other, I don't have nothing else over here. So I'm pretty happy now. I'm 26 years old, so now is the time, you know, if it wasn't before, now's the time to really hone in on what is gonna serve me, and also how I could work my tool to serve other people. And it goes beyond, you know, making food for people. It's how can I really make this into a thing where it's not only breaking generational curses in my family, but it's also breaking generational curses for someone else. So I'm trying so hard not to put a limit, a cap on Jars by Jazz. I just want to push myself to my fullest potential, if that makes sense. And since then, I've been able to make my home into a home bakery. I've been able to get my my first certification for food licensing, and now I'm working on the level 2 certification for food licensing, and I take my test next week. So I'm trying to do the thing, but I've been able to work my tool, and I've been able to like join DoorDash and do my research and do these other events that will further expand my business. And I'm very much so passionate about that, and I've just been trying to figure out how I can show you guys that something like that is possible. I'm still working with my website as far as making sales, because I've only had technically 3 sales on there, but not actual purchases from there. It has been able to pull 3 customers that I know of, because sometimes people say like I looked at the site but they don't like purchase anything in that moment or something like that. But it's been able to pull those 3 customers to where I have been able to make money, but they haven't finalized their transactions on the actual website, if that makes sense. So but it's still a good resource all in all. That was able to cancel out if you have Shopify, and like I don't know if there is a specific version that I have, but I pay usually around $29 a month. So it was able to cancel out. So I have this Matte Beauty from Milani. I have this lip gloss. I think this is from e.l.f. Yeah, this looks like e.l.f. packaging, and it's called Fantasy. fantasy. Blushing Rose. This is a matte lipstick, liquid lipstick. Love Bite. Hold on, y'all. Then I have just like a clear gloss. I think this is e.l.f. And then this is I already have this one, and it's like a plumping lip gloss, and this was $3.50. This was $1.50. This was $4.50. Then this is a lip pencil. Oh, this is by Maybelline. I thought this was Revlon. So this is Color Stay, and I think I tried Color Stay a long time ago, but I can't remember. For me, I do love a good lip liner moment. Dang, they sure do know how to. Goodness gracious. Dang, do they really want people to? Lord, because I was about to say, what is I'm gonna do if we can't go to Bella the Dolce or whatever. So I'm gonna line my lips real quick. All right. I'm gonna tell y'all right off the bat, this ain't every day for me. This liner, it's pretty, but it's not everyday type for me. But I'm gonna finish lining it just a little bit, so at least we can have something to start off on. I low-key kinda overline, but not even technically overline. But so I have like a Cupid's bow, and then like how the way it'll come out here. So I like to push typically the liner like a little more on that edge, if that makes sense. So it kind of looks like my lips are just like seamlessly painted on. Let's see how this do. Cause their little stickers is just so strong too. So this, I bought that because of this, but let me see. This is giving fall. I'm not gonna lie. This is giving fall. So what I'm gonna do, because my eyes are looking a little ashy, I'm gonna take some of this, because I really like this color, and I'm gonna put it on an OG brush that I got in mind. This is a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush. Y'all, if y'all ain't got this brush, what is y'all doing? So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put it on my actual lid, just to kind of, you see how it kind of just muted that down a little bit. So I'm gonna just take that, put that on the lid. It's okay, so that sparkle in this shadow is kind of giving like a bluish kind of color, and I'm not mad at it. I think that it would be really pretty up next to like some black liner and kind of smoke the liner out, or like some winged liner. I think that would be really, really cute. So what I'm gonna do next for this one is I'm gonna use this liquid matte lipstick and see what happens. See, this is, oh my gosh, this brings me back, and the smell low-key brings me back. Yeah, I used to have this shade of lipstick kind of like this, and when I say I wore it religiously, yeah, I wore it religiously. Like, you knew it was Jasmine by just looking at the lips. That's crazy now, because I feel like this is kind of matching with that. And this look will look really, really cute with some lashes. I hope this camera don't die. So then from there, I'm just take this color Love Bite from e.l.f. and then I'm gonna just make a little glitter mustache. Cause why not? Okay. Take it and do 3 lines here. I felt like I should come on here and do this because y'all typically don't even see this side of me. Like y'all, yeah, y'all really don't see this side of me. So I just wanted to, this camera is dying. Hold on.
The mother challenge. Hand your toddler your personal things and watch their response. If they get all of them right, you have your answer.
If that's not the most accurate.
How to test how much.
I was about to get caught in the loophole. I'm on TikTok now, y'all. If y'all look, Jasmine got it. Jasmine got. Well, I gotta kind of change my name now. It took a little moment for me to like find my voice, you know, and like really who and what I wanted to be and what I wanted to represent. I think that we all go through that in a way, but I wouldn't like want to be like disingenuous. I wouldn't want to come off as disingenuous and trying to fake and be like something, or you know, somebody that I'm not. So definitely go add me on TikTok. I'm trying to make these brows a little bit darker, y'all. It's been a whole struggle. I lost all of my eyebrow products after the trip, so I'm hoping that they are, and by trip I'm referring to my elopement, I'm hoping that they are somewhere in the house, because I'm telling you, I would have been done with my eyebrows in 30 seconds and they would have been like, they would have been just really, really cute. But so yeah, I've been out here trying to buy discounted and sell products to try to fill that void, and they ain't really working. What else can I do with this? Because I kind of don't like my eyes. I think what I'm gonna do here, because we kind of coming off a little like this purplish type of look. So I think I'm gonna take this Love Bite by e.l.f. and I think I'm gonna put that on my lids, especially like more so in the inner corner. Did it do anything for us? Okay, honorable mention. Maybe I should try this one. I'm gonna try this Fantasy because I done bought 2 of them, y'all, thinking that I picked up one. Let me see what this do. I'm ready to pull up on. I cannot stop. It added a little natural. I love how the way my skin, like my skin is looking like skin, y'all, with this foundation and this little combination that I did. So this might actually be something that I try for the rest of my life, because it's given a little bit better than like my Fenty combination. Even though I feel like this Fenty primer, I feel like honestly when I was away, and I never tried it before, and y'all could tell like how much I do my makeup by seeing like how much primer I use, because I use the primer way more than I use the foundation. And I got this, I think I got this one back in March, I think. I don't really wear like a lot of makeup and stuff. I do like that combination, I do. And if I was to recommend, I know I'm talking about drugstore, but if I was to recommend like a primer, and some people say like that's so unnecessary, girl, you better get you some. But this e.l.f. misting spray, and too, like it's a dewy finish, but I don't look oily. Like I look radiant. So I really like that. I really like that. What I'm gonna use last but not least, because I'm gonna cut this to an end, I think I gotta kind of retrain my vocal cords to talk so much. That's funny. It's not even so much about like you know, yeah, it's just about the whole quarantine thing. Like we still kind of practicing that this right here, this hard candy, yeah, look at the inside of this. It's gorgeous. This is so pretty. And it smells like strawberries. Fox in a box. I feel like a fox. Finer than a fox. I'm gonna take some of this and I'm gonna put it, let me see. I'm gonna put it on my inner corner. Usually I like to do like golds and stuff, but since this is giving kind of purple, let's just go with it. Yeah, if y'all want like a different look too, I feel like that really blends with my skin tone. That's why I love this so much. Let me take some of this in. Kind of add a little touch of, feel like a pocket full of posy. Cause then I'm kind of starting to lose some sun, so hopefully I'm not overdoing it on the makeup. Not be talking about overdoing it, but I forgot what I was talking about. This was just a good time, you know, just to try to get back into the swing of things. But honestly, I mean, you can't go wrong with a clear gloss, and this claims to plump, I think. This I already have that, so definitely buy it. It is the lip plumping gloss from e.l.f. I wouldn't never buy it over like $3-4 ever again, because how much of it is in the container. It's not even like that much to be buying it for regular price. I think I bought this from Myers for $9, so for $3.50, that's really good. This, y'all, I've really been sleeping on the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. Like I've been sleeping on it. And to do a dewy smooth, if I hadn't bought it for $3.25, I would have never tried it, because I have oily skin. So yeah, dewy and oily skin, I would have never thought that. And I feel like I've been able to dry it down, but not so much that it's dry. I just feel like it's light. It's very light. And this is something that I can definitely do like every day. I have enough makeup that I need to start kind of wearing some, maybe about 3 or 4 times out the week. Usually I don't wear like no makeup during the week. This mist spray, this e.l.f. translucent powder is really good. It's their HD powder and sheer. I only bought this for $4. The good thing about makeup is that it does not expire typically until after you open it. So for me to buy all of this stuff on clearance, brand spanking new, never been opened and stuff like that before, like that was God's work. That was praise him. I'm gonna show y'all. I have this loose powder by LA Colors, and some of my favorite pomade is from LA Colors as well, but I bought this I think from Dollar Tree. It's decent. It is decent. It's decent. I think I would gravitate more towards this if I've been like kind of already out and about and kind of sweating. I don't think that I would put this on right off the bat, or right off top. That's funny. Right off top. All right, y'all. Yeah, so let me hurry up wrap this. These glosses, once again, you can't go wrong with the e.l.f. gloss. That just is what it is. This Revlon, she cute, but I think I'm gonna mix her because it's so much product too. And I think maybe I bought this for like $3 maybe, but it's so much product in here. Look at that. Yeah, but I thought that it was just like a neutral brown. I wasn't expecting so much shimmer. Color Stay cream eyeshadow. I like it though. These, and where's the other one? This not so much. e.l.f. has always been a little, they kind of needed some help with the eyebrows. I'm not gonna hold them to that. This ain't bad, this Wow Brow. It's not bad. It's a little, I don't know. Maybe if you just kind of play with it more and just like build it up. And I think I've been doing that whole laminated brow thing. I call them the Brooke Shields, honey, because she got some gorgeous eyebrows. I've been doing that before they even called it laminated. But I think if you build her up, she'll kind of give you what you're looking for. I would use this. I want to use this full on as like the, what is this? Yeah. See, it says get full voluminous looking brows with this buildable fiber infused brow gel. I wouldn't technically rely on this as a whole do it, you know, all brow gel. That makes me remember too, I had some Anastasia brow gel and it came up missing, y'all. Don't you hate that? Like when you, like, you know, you be talking about something else, then you think about something like, wow, so who out here stealing my stuff? Like, who's stealing my makeup? That's crazy. I just got low-key mad. But I would definitely use this to hold the brow hairs in place. Like, that's typically what a brow gel is used for, but when it's shaded like this, some people sometimes think that you could just use it all over, and the Anastasia is like that, where you could just use that and go. But this, if it was just for a, I don't know, these ain't really like the typical brows that I wear anyways, so they don't look bad. They look better than nothing, but I usually wear like a darker brow. Thank y'all so much for watching me. Definitely stay tuned for more videos. I'm gonna definitely try to like narrow it out and think about what else I could provide for you guys based off of what I did tell you. Let me be one of them people. What do you guys want to see from me? Like, I don't know. Hey, I'm about to hop off of here, y'all. It's been so much fun. Thank y'all. I really love y'all. I really appreciate y'all. And remember, if you new here, the little phrase is stay hydrated, stay blessed. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Okay? I love y'all. I will see y'all next video. Bye.